The BMW 5 Series is a great daily driver in general, but the E60 generation is rather special. So in this video you'll learn everything you need to know about these cars to just get educated or decide to buy one afterwards. The most obvious reason they are so unique is their design, because they look very different than most other BMWs. That's also why a lot of people actually hated them when they were launched. But they aged really well. So these days they look quite modern actually. The front design is super round with the headlights that stretch way out onto the sides. Out of those flows the straight body line that then connects with the taillights and ends in a very simple but clean rear end. I personally didn't even like their looks for quite some time, to be honest. But after a while I got used to them and actually really like them by now. So what do you think? Do they look good? Or like a Fiat Multipla crashed into a burning pile of shit? Share your opinion in the comments. But while you do that, I can already tell you that these cars have some really cool engine options. So you need to wait a little bit to learn more on them. Because now we'll take a look inside of the E60. The interiors look really nice and are very comfortable, so they are an important reason for why these cars are a perfect daily driver. I mean, they are from 2004 to 2010, but still look modern and classy these days. The biggest reason for that is the basic simplicity of their design and the use of quality materials. So you really feel like you're in a premium car that has incredible value for your money. Combining that nice interior with a soft and comfortable suspension system, they are perfect for long drives or to just relax when you go anywhere. On the Touring, so the wagon version, you even get self-leveling air suspension in the rear, which can also brake on them. But because they still are a BMW, you can also drive them rather sporty, as they handle great and go pretty fast. I have no idea how, but BMWs are pretty much always super soft when you just cruise around, but stiffen up a lot once you drive them a bit harder, which makes them suitable for any driving style. Being a mid-sized luxury sedan or wagon, they offer a lot of space for their passengers, so you can comfortably seat 5 people inside of them. And as they have a fairly large trunk, you can also bring loads of stuff with you. And if you choose to get the wagon, which is called E61, you get even more trunk space. Like whatever daily task you need one for, these cars will do it. And they can even take a lot of your driving tasks from you, because they are full of assistant tech features. So you can find E60s with stuff like voice control, heads-up display, active cruise control, night vision and a lot of other cool features. They also are the first 5 Series that got equipped with BMW's iDrive system. But now we're at the point you've all been waiting for, the engines. So if you learned something so far, make sure to subscribe, because that tells me what videos you want to see more of. Okay, in an E60 you can choose from a super wide range of really cool engines. They come with inline 4s, inline 6s, V8s or even a V10, so at least one of them is gonna fit your needs. The inline 4s are pretty basic, with 2 liters of displacement and about 154 to 174 horsepower, running on gas or diesel. These engines are really common in Europe, because they are cheap, reliable and get good gas mileage. But for the same reasons, they are super rare or not even available in the US. As over there, most of these cars have the 2.5 or 3 liter inline 6s that put out about 174 to 302 horsepower, and they also are running on gas or diesel. There also is a 2.2 liter inline 6 with 168 horsepower, but like, I don't know, it feels like weirdly small to be an inline 6, so I don't even know why they made it. The inline 6s are available pretty much anywhere and are probably your best option if you decide to buy an E60. They are good on power, okay on gas, sound nice and are super reliable like most BMW inline 6s. But if that isn't enough for you, just look for a 4, 4.4 or 4.8 liter V8. They put out about 302 to 362 horsepower and only run on gas. They of course cost a bit more to maintain and are definitely less reliable than an inline 6 or inline 4, even just fueling them up. But I mean, it's way cooler, and they still are pretty reliable. But if you for some reason want the coolest and probably most unreliable engine BMW has ever made, get the M5 with the 5 liter V10 and 500 horsepower. The inline 4s, V8s and the V10 all come rear-wheel drive only. And with a lot of the inline 6s, BMW offered them rear-wheel drive or with 4-wheel drive. By the way, BMW's 4-wheel drive system is called xDrive. And when looking at transmission options, you can get 6-speed manual or automatics, which are quite solid and reliable. But you can also get a 6-speed sequential on some models, but those are way less reliable. There even is a 7-speed sequential in the M5, and that can cause quite a bit of trouble, and often a few $1,000 of repair bills. But speaking of trouble, you should know about the common problems and issues that these cars can have. Basically, all of the engines can suffer from faulty thermostats and fuel pumps. You can find some with deteriorated sunroof seals, so they will start leaking or making weird noises. Then also control arms on these cars can just fail or their bushings be worn out. You can have a failing brake booster, vacuum hose or even master cylinder. And you will notice those things when the brake pedal is really hard to press down. And another issue are creaking windows. So overall, not a lot. But if something breaks, repair prices can still get pretty expensive. Because the E60 was quite expensive when it was new, and repair prices are often based on the car's initial value, not the present one. The V10 M5 is of course a whole other story in terms of reliability. They can suffer from rod bearing failure, which is a very common problem of them, and that basically destroys your entire engine. Also, the high pressure Venus oil pump can fail, and so do the oil lines, as well as the fuel pumps and fuel filters. So if you now think of getting one, you can find some for as low as 3 to 4k in the US or already 2k or less in Germany. But if you want a lower mileage example, with let's say 70,000 miles or roughly 110,000 kilometers, they will cost you about 7 to 9k in the US and 8 to 10k in Germany. In case you're looking for a V8, it would be wise to plan for about 10 to 12k in the US or 7 to 8k in Germany for one in decent condition. And if you are crazy enough to even think about an M5, I tell you to do a lot of research on them before you do anything, as they will probably cost you about 20k. There are ones that are cheaper than that or way more expensive, so 20k is just a very rough number. But keep in mind, if something goes wrong on them, it can easily cost you a couple $1,000. So what do you think about the E60 BMW 5 Series? Are they the perfect daily driver? If so, just leave a like or share your opinion in the comments. I myself really like them and definitely think that they are super underrated. They look great, are comfy, reliable and spacious. So what else is there to want from a daily driver? So if you now want to stay on the topic of the BMW 5 Series, check out this video about the BMW E39, which is the predecessor of the E60. And if you don't, I'll see you in another video.